I just want to say that I'm really proud of you for clicking on this video. By doing that, it means that you're willing and wanting to put the effort into yourself.
The 24-hour body. Why what you do outside the gym matters more. Chapter 1. The 1-hour illusion. For decades, fitness has been marketed as an event. You go somewhere, you train hard, you leave feeling accomplished, and psychologically, that makes sense. You completed the task, you check the box, but biologically, your body does not function in isolated events. It functions in cycles, in rhythms, in continuous adaptation. That 1-hour workout you're proud of, it represents roughly 4% of your day. The other 96% is not neutral time, it's active influence. Every hour after your workout either supports adaptation or quietly works against it. Your body doesn't pause when you leave the gym. It keeps adjusting, keeps responding, keeps calculating stress versus recovery. And this is where most people misunderstand fitness. They treat the gym as the main character, when in reality, it's only the spark. The fire builds or burns out in the other 23 hours. Chapter 2. You don't build muscle in the gym. Here's a fact that changes everything. Training is not growth. Training is damage. When you lift weights, you create microscopic tears in muscle fibers. You stress joints. You fatigue the nervous system. You deplete energy stores. That is not improvement. That is disruption. Improvement happens later, during recovery. Muscle tissue rebuilds. Glycogen stores replenish. Hormones rebalance. The nervous system resets. And all of that depends on what happens after the workout. If you sleep poorly, growth hormone release drops. If you undereat, protein synthesis slows. If you stay mentally stressed, cortisol remains elevated, interfering with repair. So two people can do the exact same workout. One sleeps well, eats adequately, moves throughout the day, manages stress. The other sits all day, sleeps 5 hours, and stays mentally overwhelmed. One adapts, the other accumulates fatigue. Same workout, different 23 hours, completely different outcome. Chapter 3. The sitting paradox. Now let's talk about the silent destroyer of modern fitness. Prolonged inactivity. You train intensely for 1 hour, then you sit for 8 to 10, at a desk, in meetings, in traffic, on the couch. Your body adapts to whatever it does most often. If you sit for long periods, hip flexors shorten, glutes become neurologically less active, the upper back rounds forward, the diaphragm tightens, blood flow becomes less efficient. Over time, this becomes your default position, then you walk into the gym and demand explosive power, heavy squats, sprints, dynamic movement. The body isn't failing you, it's simply conditioned for stillness. You cannot expect 1 hour of movement to override 10 hours of inactivity. Fitness is not just structured exercise, it's cumulative movement across the entire day. Small breaks, frequent walking, postural shifts, standing, mobility throughout the day. These are not extras, they are foundational. Chapter 4. Stress. The invisible training load. Your body does not categorize stress. It does not say, this stress is from work, so I'll ignore it. This stress is from training, so I'll adapt to it. It only measures total load. Mental stress, emotional stress, sleep deprivation, relationship tension, financial pressure, hard workouts. All of it activates the same system. The stress response. When stress stays elevated for too long, recovery slows, inflammation increases, testosterone drops, cortisol remains high, sleep quality declines. And here's the dangerous part. Many people respond to feeling tired by training harder, but sometimes fatigue isn't a sign to push. It's a sign the system is overloaded. Training adds stress, life adds stress, and without recovery, stress compounds. The 24-hour body doesn't care where the stress came from. It only knows whether it has enough resources to adapt. The gym is a stimulus, not the solution. Your results are built in. Your sleep, your stress levels, your posture, your daily movement, your nutrition, your mental state. If those 23 hours support your training, progress compounds. If they contradict your training, fatigue accumulates. The question is not, how hard did you train today? The real question is, what did the other 23 hours look like? Because your body is not a 1-hour machine. It's a 24-hour system. Chapter 5. Sleep, the most underrated performance tool. If training is the spark, sleep is the builder. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone. Muscle tissue repairs. The nervous system recalibrates. Inflammation decreases. Memory consolidates, including motor learning. That means the technique you practiced in the gym, it's refined during sleep. But when sleep drops below 6-7 hours consistently, the body shifts into survival mode. Reaction time slows. Strength output decreases. Injury risk rises. Cravings increase. recovery stalls. And here's what most people don't realize. Even 1 week of poor sleep can reduce muscle recovery efficiency and impair glucose metabolism. You can eat perfectly, you can train intelligently, but if sleep is compromised, adaptation is limited. Sleep is not passive rest, it is active reconstruction. The 24-hour body does most of its rebuilding in the dark. Chapter 6. NEAT. The calories you don't notice. There's something called non-exercise activity thermogenesis, NEAT. It includes walking, standing, fidgeting, taking stairs, cleaning, casual movement. For many people, NEAT burns more calories daily than structured exercise. But it's not just about calories. Frequent low-level movement improves blood flow, supports joint lubrication, maintains metabolic flexibility, keeps insulin sensitivity high. When NEAT drops, especially during long desk hours, metabolism slows subtly. You may train intensely for an hour, but if the remaining hours are sedentary, your overall daily energy expenditure can still be low. This is why some people struggle with fat loss despite working out hard. The workout is a spike. NEAT is the baseline, and baseline matters more than spikes. Chapter 7. Circadian rhythm. Your internal clock. Your body runs on a biological clock. Hormones fluctuate across the day. Body temperature shifts. Alertness rises and falls in predictable patterns. When you wake at consistent times, expose yourself to morning light, eat regularly, and sleep predictably, your internal systems synchronize. But when sleep is inconsistent, when screens dominate late nights, when meals are irregular, your circadian rhythm becomes disrupted. That disruption affects hormone balance, energy levels, training performance, recovery quality. You may blame your program, but sometimes the issue isn't the workout, it's the rhythm of your day. The 24-hour body thrives on consistency, not chaos. Chapter 8. Designing your 24-hour performance day. If the other 23 hours matter more, then they must be intentional. Here's what that looks like in practice. 1. Morning activation. Light exposure within the first hour of waking. Gentle movement, even 5-10 minutes. Hydration. This signals alertness and regulates cortisol naturally. 2. Movement snacks. Short walking breaks every 60-90 minutes. Standing periodically. Mobility drills for hips and thoracic spine. Small doses of movement maintain readiness. 3. Strategic nutrition. Protein distributed across the day. Carbohydrates aligned with activity. Hydration consistent, not reactive. Fuel supports adaptation. 4. Stress regulation. Breathing drills. Short breaks without screens. Clear boundaries between work and rest. Your nervous system must downshift to recover. 5. Night routine. Dim lights. Reduce screens. Consistent sleep time. Sleep is the anchor of the 24-hour system. When these pieces align, the workout becomes amplified. Without them, even the best program underperforms. Final chapter. The big reframe. Fitness is not something you visit for 1 hour. It is something you live for 24. The workout is the stimulus. Your lifestyle is the architect. If the other 23 hours support your goal, progress becomes predictable. If they contradict it, effort becomes exhausting. The strongest bodies aren't built by the hardest workouts. They're built by the most aligned days. Because your body is always adapting, always responding, always calculating the total picture. And the total picture is 24 hours wide.